And with that, I believe I've stalled for about as long as I can. So let's all get our best together as we pass it over to Iceblue for this Zelda 2 Adventure of Link 100% all keys run. Take it away, Ice.
Hello. First, can I point out that your Kuwabara voice there was like actually on point.
Mishi, we have to speedrun for a great cause.
That is actually incredibly close to Kuwabara. It's scary.
I just realized speedrunning in LGBTQ plus is naturally a good fit because it also stands for lots of games beaten together quickly plus having fun.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. Well, hello. I'm Iceblue. I've been speedrunning Zelda 2 for about 6 years now. And I've kind of teeter-tottered all over the leaderboards from top 100 to top 10 to top 20. It's I'm all over the place. But yeah, I have a couple of familiar faces in commentary with me. If my comms would love to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Leggy Starscream. I am incredibly tall and incredibly smart and incredibly pretty.
Hi, I'm Demarine. I will definitely not steal your pronouns, don't worry about it, but I'm also one of the strongest and kindest people I know.
Oh
and
my
the
goodness.
humblest.
Now I'm confused.
Hey, love. I was
yeah.
thinking of doing that as well. I'm glad we're on the same wavelength, because Ice definitely did not ask us here to make fun of them the entire time.
No, I did not. I want nothing but a purely serious run.
I know all of the tech for this game. I know all of the routing. I know everything about it. I heard something about keys.
Keys. No, keys. 100% all keys.
So you're going to kill
we're talking to the bats?
Yes.
I'll accept all the keys. You can give all the keys to me.
Okay, we've stalled a little bit too long. All right.
All right.
I need my file name, please.
You need your file
thank
name.
you.
All right, drum roll, please, chat. I'm not going to read it unless you give me one. We are checking, we are looking, we are bringing in those names, and with $78, it is Transrght in all caps. TRNSRGHT.
All right, perfect. Thank y'all for the donations towards this bid war for the file names. I'm sitting here. I was sitting here with my jaw dropped as this host, just sitting here cursing on air, reading these file names.
I mean, for all we know, when Link does his shouts, he may be saying something in Linklish that like no parent would ever accept, but just because we don't understand it, you know?
I am always under the impression whenever I play like Ocarina of Time that whenever Link rolls, instead of him going like right, he's going heck.
Frick!
See, it's perfect. And now you're never gonna unhear it.
I can't believe we're allowed to say all these dirty words on stream. What the hell? I mean, heck.
If you played Ocarina of Time, whenever he fell from a big height and he had that I thought he was going, oh jeez. So
All right.
Go ahead.
I'm ready to go. If well, let's see. I'm gonna read these names in order here. I have Leggy, Starscream, and Demarine. Are y'all ready to go?
Absolutely.
All right.
No, let's go anyway.
I would say I'm gonna do my best to explain how this run's gonna go, but I'm pretty sure there's gonna be lots of non-explanations and mostly just jokes. But I will do my best to try and explain some things that are happening. But this run it's a completely glitchless run. There's a lot of tech and a lot of like different types of like just skill going into like combat. So we're just gonna kind of wing it and hopefully we just don't game over. But
let's do this thing.
I'm gonna go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, this is like the de facto like the category for, like, are you good at Zelda 2?
The answer's no.
The answer is no. I mean, you've broken 80 minutes. You've broken the line.
I'm still bad at it.
I mean, yes. Fair.
I mean,
Oh,
is
I'm
anyone
gonna- hold on.
truly ever good at their speed game?
All right, wait, we're gonna mulligan that. Don't worry about that. It didn't happen. We're moving
Yeah.
on. The game cheated.
Yeah, so as you can see right away, we've got a couple of things going on for those of you unfamiliar with Zelda 2. It is a departure from both Link to the Past, which we saw earlier, in Zelda 1, in that you transition from these overworld sections to the dungeon sections, which are kind of side-scrolly beat-em-up in nature.
The first game was the adventure of Zelda, and this is the adventure of Link. He does things differently.
Yeah, exactly.
He actually gets his name in the title.
She's so tired from her first adventure, she's taking a nap. We just saw it at the beginning.
Well, see, the way that the differences between the Adventures of Zelda and the Adventures of Link is this game actually functions.
Heyo!
You do one screen clip, and now everyone says your game is broken. What the heck?
You're not allowed to say that, love.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
me
please.
walk to the fridge at 3 a.m. looking for cheese.
But anyway, you'll notice Ice moving across the map, and these triplets of, well, they're basically random encounters. They move around. If you run into them, you have to do a fight. But you'll notice Ice both manipulating them to avoid getting into fights, but also, right there, manipulating them to get into a fight on a specific tile. By getting into the fight on that tile, Ice was able to avoid basically a forced encounter tile on that. That's really slow and annoying. Whereas if you get the enemy encounter, you just get that one quick screen and you can pop out. Here we can see what it would have looked like going the other way.
Yeah, those bubbles are very mean.
And if they clip you, you fall in the water and die.
Yeah, Link is allergic to water.
You have lives in this game.
Yeah.
There's an item in here, and there's some keys. We care about the keys, right?
We care about the items too.
It is 100%. We do have to get 100% of the things. This is a Decim RPG. We need more than just most of the stuff.
But good category. Shoutouts to Pidge.
Shoutouts to Pidge.
Shoutouts to that beam wrap that I just hit the enemy on the other side of the screen.
You do one clip. You do one clip, and now your game is just broken. More dog fix your game.
Right.
Oh no!
No one clip this Twitch stream, otherwise you're gonna break it. No clips.
Yes. The other thing you'll notice is that Ice is fighting enemies. Everyone except those weird doghead guys have a number pop up when they're defeated. That's right. This is an RPG. You're gaining experience points, and in the upper right corner, when you get that capped out, you will level up. When you do so, you can put you can do one of four things. You can level up your attack, which lets you do more damage, magic, which reduces the cost of your spells, life, which increases the amount of health that each of those sections of the life bar is worth, or you can wait and move on to the next one. We're trying to go fast, which means we're going to want to max out our attack as quickly as possible.
So what you're saying is if I skip the level, it's going to double it and send it to the next person?
Is there ever a reason in a normal playthrough that you would wait? Does it stockpile your upgrades or what?
So different upgrades cost different amounts of XP. So for instance, I believe the level up at 100 points is health?
Magic.
Or is it magic?
Magic.
It's magic?
Yeah, life is 50. Life is 50.
Right. So basically, Ice is stocking up, trying to get to the 200 in order to get to attack 2. And when you get to attack 2, the amount of points it takes to get to attack 3 is even higher. And so you'll notice that we'll be playing this kind of risky the entire time, where Ice will very aggressively try to max out their attack stat as quickly as possible,
Yeah,
in order to do as much damage as possible.
there's actual like experience routing and things, because at the end of the palace you get exactly enough experience to get to the next upgrade. So the idea is that you want to maximize the amount of experience you're getting from the end of each palace so that you can get your attack upgrades as fast as possible. That 50 is routed in, so we get attack 2 here, and now we still need to get another 100 experience, well now 80, to get to the point where we can get 500 from the end of the palace to get an attack level up.
Yep.
Conveniently, these two enemies here, they give you 100 experience points. Who would have known?
And honestly, I think the experience routing for 100% all keys is actually one of the most interesting things that this game has going on.
Yeah, it's extremely extremely tight in the first palace to where like if you don't, so I have a like kind of like a screen manipulation coming up here. When I get to the end of the screen, on the next screen we're going to be coming up an elevator, and we need to kill the Stalfos on a specific frame, and it guarantees a 200 bag. So I'm gonna try it. It's frame perfect, and I was early, so I got a jar. So I need to kill that just a tad bit slower, and it would have dropped the 200 bag.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of early game manipulations in this that we manipulate. So like the first cave that we did, which is Magic Cave, that's like the biggest, heaviest reset point in this game. We pretty much, like a lot of like the top runners, just manipulate the. Hold on, there we go. Let the Chewy jump over us here, because that's gonna set up a later bag as opposed to getting one here. But a lot of early game, a lot of the top runners, they will reset a lot in Magic Cave until they get the 50 bag. And that sets up the proper EXP routing.
It is unnecessary unless you are going for like world record speed, but yeah.
Yep.
I forgot to point this out, but there are moments. So whenever you defeat a boss, whenever we toss a gem like this, whenever we like cast and learn a spell, and then also whenever we die, the screen does have some pretty nasty flashing. So I'll do my best to try and. Oh, that was not a great walk from you. I'll do my best to try and remind about the flashing lights. Don't do it. Okay, we're fine.
Woo! But yeah, one of the other interesting things going on is that the enemy walk patterns can also be manipulated to a certain extent.
Yeah, they depend upon things like timing and facings and things like that, so you get them to group up in certain ways. It's a cool game. Like, Zelda 2 is super cool in terms of all the tech and everything, and it also, you'll see now that we can actually see in caves, the level 1 item is the candle. Glitchy routes don't get it a lot of the time, but in 100%, well, it is an item we need to have, so we're gonna grab it.
Yep.
Yeah. So the piggyback off like the encounters. So the way that a lot of the encounter manipulations work, it's dependent on like the frame that Link left the last screen. So for that cave, since I kind of like did not like walk the cave perfectly in a sense, we got that encounter spawn off that desert tile walking onto the road tile. So in this game, you don't get any encounters if you're walking just purely on road tiles. But because we were behind, like, I think like 1 or 2 frames, we ended up getting an encounter there, but we were able to dodge it. But you're going to see a lot of those encounter like manips coming up a little bit later, where we kind of... Oh, I forgot to say that the error incentive...
How we doing?
Are you asking me to check at this moment?
Yes, please,
Yes.
because it's in this town.
Unfortunately, we had folks were so focused on donating towards the file name for Skyward Sword that we weren't quite able to meet the incentive to visit Error. But if I may, we had a $2.50 donation from that Windbliss that says, "I'd love to see Nomus run. Also, I would love to see Error get a visit." Let's do that, maybe. Yeah. Are we able to like share, like kill a minute talking about a game mechanic and see if we can get a last minute donation? Or...
I can always come back here.
Yes. Okay, let's do that. So we are at 5250. Let me double check that. Yes, we are at 5250, and we need 147.50 more to get that visit error incentive. And we are on just a little bit of extra time. So chat, audience, if you are interested in visiting that character, please consider donating. Type !donate in chat. There is fresh room for you to have your donation read live on air, and I'd love to see those come in.
Yeah, we can give it a bit more time since I can visit that before I head up to go, because we're gonna be coming back and going to pick up the shield spell. So I can just go and pick, like, you know, if we meet the incentive by then, we can go and visit Error then.
Otherwise, so far what we've done is we've gotten the trophy, which gives us the jump spell. This is important because white elves can't jump. Link truly lacks the ups that many other characters in this game do, or in other video games from the NES era. I mean, come on, look at that piddly jump. Like, come on. Do you think Link can dunk? Link can't dunk. Link is not ballin'. Link is not. It is important to note.
This game came out in what, 92? I don't even think Space Jam was out then.
87.
Was this game 87? I thought it was one of the later titles on the NES.
Oh yeah, this is 87.
Sela, then Space Jam was definitely not out. So how was Link supposed to know how to dunk if he couldn't even watch the Looney Tunes do it?
You know, I have to give it to Ice on this one.
Yeah, it's important to note that this came out 5 years before White Men Can't Jump. So
My gosh.
Yeah, Link would not have known that he is incapable of jumping and therefore was able to jump in this game. In later games, he has to get items to help him jump. In LADX, which came out in 1992. Was LADX the original? Yeah, the original Link's Awakening was 92, right?
I believe so.
I hope
yes.
so. I'm gonna sound real dumb if I'm wrong.
Well, Link may not have been capable of jumping, but folks in chat are capable of doing amazing things because we just hit that error incentive.
Oh, okay. Amazing. I will.
Go ahead.
I will go visit Error just for y'all after Palace 2.
Okay.
Because that's going to be my most convenient time to do it.
We had a $150 donation from Murby with a comment that was just saying, "I am donation."
Strong. Thank you.
Murby
so much,
is
Murby.
a wonderful member of my community. Thank you so much. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, we're the classic Error and Bagu combo. Bagu being like another name for bug in this game, and then you had Error. So just the Easter eggs are great. Oh, come on, bots. Why you do this?
So here's Death Mountain, a place that I got lost as a kid. Because what the heck?
It's confusing.
Well, it's called Death Mountain because you're gonna die.
Am I gonna die?
No, not IRL, like in the video game.
Oh, okay. Got it.
I need you and want you to live a happy, healthy life. Okay, no dying. That's illegal, first of all.
Yeah, fair.
Well, just make sure that when it does happen after a long and fruitful life, do it at the right time so whoever buries you gets a 200 EXP bag.
Ooh, true.
Wow.
I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna piggyback off this joke. I don't know if I would want like someone to die and I get their pee bag. That just doesn't sound like it. Doesn't sound like.
I mean, would you rather a red jar?
Okay.
Wow, Red Dyra ruined you. What the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah, those I'm life 1. That Red Dyra does like almost 3 blocks of.
Imagine your beloved grandmother finally moves on, and then the entire hospital room just flashes those colors for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, honestly, I could do without the flashing.
Yeah, no, we were in 2025 now. Game designers should know better.
Why are you attacking Master Splinter? He was just trying to protect the turtles.
That was Shredder in a Master Splinter costume.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
We're being heroic.
This conversation has gone off the rails. I mean, we could be talking about the Legend of Zelda game that is on the rails, Spirit Tracks.
That's it. We're pivoting. I'm about to. I don't even have the console.
Everyone should donate and tell us what you would drop if defeated. What is your special drop?
Rare, common, or uncommon, you know, what do you think you would offer?
I think I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that if we were to do that to Demarine, they would just drop a jar of pronouns.
Do you know which ones they are? No, absolutely not.
The answer there is just yes.
I mean, I did make a joke at RPG Limit Break very specifically about how I hide behind people whose pronouns are any all because it's just the Aleph 1 of pronoun collection. I can get as many as I want and never run out and never know how many are actually there.
The pronalphabet.
The pronalphabet. Oh my goodness.
No. It's just an infinite ammo glitch.
Yeah, pretty much. Just cheating.
So it's kind of like a Solid Snake and his headband, you know, infinite ammo.
Yes.
All right, so we went through all that doom and gloom to get a hammer.
My favorite item in the game.
Stop.
Hammer time.
Hammer time?
He just
Oh, whoa.
He just takes the hammer to a nearby like glass case that's on the wall of the dungeon and takes out the fire extinguisher and goes, "Now I'm ready."
So, interestingly, something that is worth noting if you are playing this game for the first time, and read the manual, because the manual does mention that the hammer works not just on rocks, but on trees.
I miss the manuals. I miss the reading material. I had an entire bin of all the manuals to every NES game I ever owned, and I would regularly go through those and look at the art and the guides and stuff like that.
Right?
I have a question in chat. It says, "Did I just defeat a Mew without downstab?" Yes, I did. If you basically like, if you do like a falling like crouch stab like I just did, hold on. If you do like a falling, there was no avoiding that. A falling crouch stab. The sword animation will still kind of like be out when Link lands on the ground, and it's just enough to hit the Mew like in the floor.
I think chat should get their donations in to let us know if you own some of those old game manuals before they used to be a thing. I want to hear which game, in your opinion, had the coolest manual, and I want to know it via donation because we have a new incentive open since we met the visit error incentive. We have a new incentive open for repo called Last Loser Standing. It's a $350 target, and I believe that is for the runners to end the run with a party wipe for a 2 to 4 minute battle royale. I am always a fan of games that have you working together, and then at the last minute, it has you all turn against each other. I think Castle Crashers was the one that I thought of, where it's like, you all have to fight each other for the affections of the princess. It sounds like that's what we've got here. So, new incentive, $350 for Repo, Last Loser Standing, and I would love for you to donate and let me know what either your favorite classic game was, or what your favorite game manual was, as I am very much nostalgic when it comes to stuff like that.
All right, so we're taking a forced encounter, or not a forced encounter. We're taking an encounter there to set up the ferry, to set up a walk to this cave here, and that backup that we just took is named after a user that is unfortunately no longer streaming on Twitch, but was like a very big like face in the Zelda 2 community. Cats on Your Head actually came up with that strat, and we named that backup after cats. So we call it the cats tile.
Yeah, normally you don't need to grab that one up, but one of the things to note about Zelda 2 is that you have lives, and if you run out of lives, the penalty is you lose all your experience. Not
Yes.
like the levels that you have are kept, so you'd still keep 4 attack in this instance, but if Iceblue were to take a couple of extra deaths here for some reason by like falling asleep at the controller or something, or completely deciding to just stop doing anything, like literally would have to probably fail pretty hard, lose all the experience that is banked right now, and that'd be very bad for them because the experience routing is still pretty tight.
Yeah. But it is worth noting that, all of the random one-off tiles Ice is popping into to grab things are all fixed positions on the map. Those are deterministic. If you play this game and you follow their movement through the world, you'll go to those tiles as well, find all the goodies there.
I will say I can't make a donation with my favorite manual. Am I allowed to just tell you which one is my favorite?
I think it's runner's prerogative.
Okay. My favorite personally is the Star Tropics manual, and it came with a piece of paper that you had to dip this paper in water, and it revealed a code that you had to use later on in the game in chapter 4 in order to progress the game.
Ice, I have a mini story about that.
Oh,
because I owned. Go ahead.
Please tell me the story. I love Star Tropics. It's like in my top 5.
I owned the original Star Tropics, and I didn't get to beat that game until I was in my late teens because my dad bought it used, and neither of us knew that the previous owner's kid had ripped the final page out of the manual, so there was no code page. I dipped the entire book in a bowl of water trying to find that code, and I couldn't, and I didn't understand why.
Oh no. I as a kid when I was growing up, I was born in this era of NES games. Once I have I have a really good photographic memory when it comes to stuff like that. Only with video games. Anything else, this stuff goes in one ear, out the other, in one side of the brain, and down the slide, and it's gone. But video game knowledge sticks with me forever for some reason. I still remember that code off the top of my head. And the code is 747.
Yeah.
Now, every time I fly a Boeing, I'll never forget.
Hey, we're gonna beat Chapter 4 in Star Tropics.
So getting back to other NES games, in the town Ice just visited, I forget the name of them. Ocarina of Time later repurposed all these town names for the sages. I just cannot remember which one's which off the top of my head. We picked up 2 of the most important upgrades in the game. A attack technique, downstab, which you can see Ice using to great use on a lot of these very short enemies, but also the fairy spell, which turns you to a fairy.
We got a good
That's
backbone
it.
here.
It's great.
Good spell. Do
Yeah,
recommend.
very good spell. But yeah, the no.
No.
Wait.
Don't do it.
Oh yeah, in this house right now for the NES, there are only a couple games that we have complete in box right now. There's a complete in box copy of Final Fantasy. This should surprise nobody who knows Stella or I. And there's a complete in box copy of my favorite NES game of all time, which is The Guardian Legend.
Ooh, TGL.
Yeah. A game I speedran once to get a time on the board, so I could say I have a time on the board. It is last. I don't care.
It still counts.
I'm a little hello?
Hello?
I will say... Sorry, you go.
No, I'll say I'm a little concerned about my XP because I've gotten nothing but jars this entire run.
What would
You
you
really
say?
have, haven't you?
I have.
I think
What
I've seen.
was
I
this
think I've
movie?
seen like 150 pop, and you didn't grab it because it was a 50, and it was like out of sequence.
Yeah. We'll figure something out. But yeah. Oh, okay.
Do we have a little bit of time for a donation update?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I forgot to mention before that when Murby donated that $150, they put it towards the bid war for the file name of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Previously, Uwu was in the lead at $81.32, but now in the lead at $150 is Bruce. Bruce is loose and in the lead with just under double what Uwu has, but Uwu can still take it. We've got some time. We've got, I think, about 40 minutes left in this run, I would say. We also have Pride at $25 and 64 Gore currently at 0. Again, that is a bid war, so anyone can donate and contribute to it, while at the same time contributing to our incentive that just opened up for the Repo Last Loser Standing. Anyway, the donation, we have a $17.77 donation from Shala Kitty, touching back when we were asking what would you drop if you were defeated, and they said, if you defeat me, I would drop my entire Sephiroth figure and plush collection. And the confidence with which they said that makes me fear that you would want to make sure they were defeated in a large open field, because if you did it in a small room, you might instantly suffocate to death on just how much loot was dropped.
Yeah,
that's
like
about right.
I've played enough games with janky physics where you spawn in a bunch of items and it just explodes everywhere.
You deal the finishing blow and your entire world drops to like 2 frames per second for about half a minute, and you're like, oh no, oh no.
But as it happens, One Winged Angel is playing, so who can say whether this is good or bad?
Hot take.
Shala's ghost shows up and goes, good to see you.
Is one winged angel overrated?
Hot take
Yes,
here. Hot
but-
take. Birth of a God is a better final boss song than One Winged Angel. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Open a
I
bid
don't, think,
war?
I don't think that's a hot take. As someone who just played through all of FF7, that take is about as warm as your name, Ice.
I think we should open an emergency bid war that lasts until the end of this run that has those 2 songs as the choices, and whichever has a higher amount is canonically the better song.
Yeah, but none of you have posted up the extreme here, so I don't really know what y'all are all about.
FF8, my love.
Last thing I want to throw in, Shala Kitty put that donation towards another bid war that is open for Uncanny Cat Golf to decide the... I have to make sure I'm reading this correctly. To decide the quality of the graphics on the game, there is a choice between canny or uncanny, which determines whether or not they turn on unregistered hypercam mode low quality graphics on or off. And they donated $17.77 towards uncanny. I'm not sure which that is for, but I guess the mystery is part of the fun.
A 200.
Finally. The first
What?
200 of the run.
Also, Scala probably donating to bad taste. That is generally what he does.
Did you?
And we're just full of
go ahead.
callbacks. We're just full of callbacks today. Callbacks to other marathons, callbacks to other events, callbacks to other games, callbacks to other callbacks.
Don't call
I'll
a
be
callback.
back. I'm afraid of my phone. Don't call me.
So since you all are fans of Sephiroth, I want to point out that 9 years ago, this famous musician named Kevin MacLeod made a song called Meatball Parade, and it's basically the Sephiroth theme, but if it was remade as an Ed, Edd and Eddy background music.
Oh my goodness.
It is incredible. It is incredible. What's also incredible is that we just got a raid! Hello, Cactus Bee and Party of 12. Welcome, everyone. You are watching Power Up with Pride 2025. How are you doing today? Let me find a little bit of tidbit that I can read for you. You are watching Power Up with Pride 2025 here on Twitch. We are running from June 13th, that was yesterday, through tomorrow, June 15th, about 16 hours each day. See, we're at about the halfway point of today's, and we are benefiting True Colors United. If you want to find out more about them, you can find the link to their site in the panels below the stream, or use !charity in chat. If you are interested in donating, type !donate in chat, schedule using !schedule, or incentives with... That's right, chat! !incentives. and we are currently in the middle of Zelda II: Adventure of Link.
So, getting back on topic of the game, we're on another boss, but importantly, Ice, I
boss
think
is
you
dead.
just got like 200 bags.
Yes. So my
Which-
XP route is completely back to normal.
Hell yeah.
We are. I can't believe it. We're so back.
We are so back.
We are so back.
But on the topic of, one thing I did notice that we haven't gotten a lot of a chance to talk about is the way that you do combat against enemies with shields. Ice or Debbie, do either of you want to talk about that?
They jump on their head like this is Mario.
So enemy hitboxes in this game are... I'm gonna wait if I don't want to hard lock the game. Enemy hitboxes, especially like for like Iron Knuckles, they are only like their head is like basically like this giant. I'm gonna skip this town, and we're gonna go on a journey, y'all. But yeah, enemy hitboxes. So like for Iron Knuckles, their hitboxes are always like open, like on their helmet. So if you jump and do like a falling like stab, and it hits their helmet, it's a guaranteed hit.
Yeah,
So
there's
instead
like-
of like sitting there and like instead of like boxing with an iron knuckle and trying to like beat their shield to blocking, you just jump and just poke them in the eye a few times.
Yeah, you have to land on like the front 2/3 of their helmet. Higher! Higher!
Let's go. Hello, Air. Here, have a beam. All right, back to our regularly scheduled adventuring.
Yes, so you jump on their heads. There's a couple of pixels that are kind of bad, like on Iron Knuckles. If you land too far forward, you can land on the shield technically, which is really dumb. And like there's like a pixel on the back of the head that if you jump over them, that you just sort of ring off. But yeah, for the most part, there's a lot of head real estate to go for there to get easy kills on Iron Knuckles.
Yeah, and later on, coming up in Palace 3, we're actually going to be kind of like abusing hitboxes on blue Iron Knuckles. The blue Iron Knuckles are the ones that like they don't just have a sword stab, they actually have a sword beam. But most of the time the game just kind of puts them in like a hallway to where like you can't jump over them, so you have to kind of fight them. But we're gonna be using down stab to kind of like abuse the hitboxes and the fact that this game does not have iframes.
Yeah, fighting blue Iron Knuckles honestly is the worst because every time you hit them, if you hit them normally, what they'll do is they will swing 8 times and fire 8 sword beams at you. And so you have to like literally like block your way through it and then get back in to hit it again. It's not worth the time. It's a waste.
So there's a very particular tech that you can do with the down stab, like in a small hallway, and because since enemies just don't have like invincibility frames, we're able to just kind of like we're just able to just kind of like down stab into them multiple times. So basically, like the way that it works, we call it a jackhammer, and it pretty much is based on the user itself. So the more times you can press the down key on your D-pad is as many times as you'll be able to hit the enemy. So if you mash it like a machine gun, then yes, you're going to do just that many hits to an enemy very, very quickly.
And thankfully with Attack 6, you do not need to jackhammer a blue Iron Knuckle very many times anymore.
Yeah. Do a little manipulation there just to kind of get that enemy to move out of my way.
So here's Palace 3.
This is the kind of like the rouge color, I want to say. Oh, that's going to hurt.
Eventually, we will start leveling up life here.
Yeah, this palace, we're gonna start getting life and magic levels, just to kind of like offset some experience. Because we don't have enough to get to attack 7 in the palace and then push to attack 8. So we're gonna end this palace with attack 7, magic 3, life 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also conveniently. Oh, sorry.
Go.
Yeah, you'll notice that if you grab the level up for life or magic, you fill up that meter. So Really useful for healing up and such.
Also, notably, those 3-block jumps are a little harder than they look. Ice tends to make them look real easy. They're a little tight, actually.
And then
Yeah,
you
they
have
were-
your 4-tile jumps as well.
All right, that's just showing off.
1-800 are you flexing?
I mean, I could. You're not going to see much, but I could.
I mean, I feel like a 4-tile jump counts as flexing.
Is there a cap to any of the stats?
8.
Yeah,
8,
8.
yes. There's a major ongoing joke years and years in this community with Attack 9. Attack 9 does not actually exist. If you take Attack 9, you will not get Attack 9. You lose 9,000 experience, and you only get a 1-up.
Oh!
Yeah,
Which-
it's really bad for runs. It's really bad.
Yeah. Very useful for
okay.
casual play, but...
Well, we're going to be ending this palace with Magic 2 Life too, and that's okay. Because I didn't mean to skip that.
Oh no.
That's okay.
Oopsie doodle.
Well,
That is okay. We can fix that XP later. So in here, there's a red jar. So there's a spot you can stab a statue here. That is a 50-50 for a magic jar or a enemy like that. We call that the never jar.
never
because
a jar.
It's never a jar. And if it is a jar, your console's modded.
You're clearly cheating. Not really, though. It can be. It literally is a 50-50. Like, no joke, there are a bunch of Iron Knuckle statues or lion heads that are all 50-50s.
So if it's never a jar, does that mean it's always? I'm leaving. That's it. That's
Yeah,
it. You know what? You know what?
Boo!
That's it. The run's over. You could just transition to the next run.
Look. Reading jokes while you're riding an elevator in a shrine has its ups and downs, okay?
Boo!
The combined sigh.
Look, it's just the sigh of the times.
Boo!
What if it's the sigh of the tiger?
That's right.
It's the thrill of the fight.
If we all sigh during the course of this run, by the end of it, we'll have grown a little bit.
Boo!
Oh. I
Did Iron
couldn't
Knuckle-
see that I couldn't see that first beam particle.
Yep.
Did you hear about the guy who got hit by an elevator? He was floored.
Oh, now you want to cooperate, Rubenak.
Now you want to.
Okay.
Now you just want to stand in the corner and take the pogo.
All right. So we're gonna be burning all of my magic. Oh wait, no, I don't want to do that. I don't have a magic 3.
Oopsie doodle.
There we go.
Ah,
So that right there is a kind of like an acquired skill, with lots and lots of practice. So there's ways to kind of like predict enemy the spawn patterns on the overworld. And what I just did there was basically waiting for the enemy to be on a half tile, and it's just kind of like knowing like how like a lot of these like spawn patterns work. I know that spawn pattern is going to move to the right. So like waiting for it to be on a half tile and knowing that it's going to move to the right when it gets to a full tile and walking down through that encounter, we call that a slink.
You mean like an S-shaped link,
Yes.
like the cool Ed?
What about the Zlink, which is the same thing, just rotated across the horizontal.
What about the Delink that helps you connect to the internet?
What about the blink that, you know, you have to do on a daily basis?
And of course, the plink for your menus.
Yeah, now we're into Final Fantasy IV techniques here.
Yeah. Not to be confused, of course, with plilk.
What about
Nope.
clock?
No, we're definitely not plocking. We're going this way because we need to get an item out of here. This is Maze Island. It is a maze. We got to save a small child, though.
Also, if I can get y'all to whenever we do any type of falling, I need y'all to go wee.
Noted.
But
I like
I'm
how-
feeling a little bit more woo today. Is that okay?
I mean, sure.
They'll have to sustain it a little bit longer. As soon as your pitch went up, it cut you off, so all we heard was whee!
That's even better. Just go whee. All right, so this is a very, very cool walk. If it goes, according to plan, because sometimes, encounters are jerks. And I didn't move up. So that encounter, walk, is called the Dazzle, which was found by the username. Their username is just literally just Dazzle. And it's basically I didn't stab on that screen. Okay, we're getting random walked here. Nope, there it is. But yeah, the username, their username was Dazzle. They found that walk by grabbing that one up and then waiting until the enemies spawn there. They were able to basically just kind of do a full manipulated walk all the way to that forced encounter tile there.
Those bubble screens were the bane of my existence.
All this new tech that, I guess, relatively new tech. New-ish tech. Alright, we turn to a ferry here if we go down this chimney.
Santa Ferry.
Yes, we do Santa Ferry here. Then we get...
The, not so great upstab.
Not
let's
much.
step
What's up with you?
Boo.
Upstab with you.
Upstab sucks.
Upstab is just Link responding when you ask, "What you got there?" A sword.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You're cool, kid. You can't jump with it. It's fine.
I'm cool kid. No, I'm not. I'm not playing Super Mario Brothers 2. All right, so we picked up this lost child on the Maze Island. Errand of the year here. Losing their child on a maze and then just going home.
I don't want to think about how that child got there. That maze is far.
Yeah.
Look, to be fair, if your dad's a wizard hiding in a cave, hiding in your basement, chanting spells on shields, I too would go for a wander in a maze island.
Okay, this is a very important NPC right here. We're gonna talk to this person. And she says a P. And what that's gonna do is that's actually gonna set up my next encounter skip here coming up exiting this town.
Is it called
Oh,
bathroom?
are we randomizing now? AP Archipelago time?
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, I know what's up. I know it's good.
So, funny enough, talking to that NPC there, actually it burns just enough frames in this game for us to get the correct walk there to basically set up that encounter walk.
God, I love RNG manips.
Oh, they spawned late.
Oh,
That was a very
unexpected.
late spawn. All right, let's see if we can figure this one out. Oh, it just gives me a back spawn. All right, bet. The game gave me a handout. All right, so we're gonna walk this maze island in a very specific way to where we only get one wee encounter as my voice cuts out, and we get one, forced encounter.
Wow.
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 Of note, also, there is actually a piece of tech there where Ice is changing into a fairy as they pick items up, and what that does is it stops you from seeing Link holding the item above his head, saving frames. Actually get faster to do that.
I love saving frames.
Yeah, the animals can get hacked.
So I just did a Super Metroid run last week, and unfortunately, I had to save the animals, which it hurt me in my soul. Whatever's
It's
left
fine.
of that.
You're allowed to be a big softie. It's okay.
It wasn't me. I was chanting murder.
All right, palace time. Nice use of the upstab there, by the way.
Yeah, we're gonna use it a couple of times in his palace, and then you're never gonna basically see it again.
How much do you think it costs to get all the purple paint to paint this entire shrine one hue?
I don't want to think about that.
I don't know, but the person working at like Home Depot or Lowe's is probably like very angry at you.
So here's the question. Do you think it's paint, or do you think the stones are just naturally purple?
How do they source all of them, if so?
I assume it's natural to this island. You don't see it anywhere else in this game.
Well, it looks marvelous.
Marvelous. All right,
Okay,
so coming
please.
up here, we are gonna have a couple of death abuses. So flashing lights warning at the end of this screen coming up here. I'm gonna be grabbing this key and then jumping.
Whee!
No, that's definitely more woo.
Yeah. Also, don't think I didn't pick up on the marvelous pun.
You're gonna throw me in the lava next, and you're like, is it wee or woo? And you just hear
You're not gonna give us a thumbs up? I'm surprised.
Y'all keep saying we and woo, and all I think of is that episode of Futurama when Bender becomes a human.
Yes, they roll and he goes, woo!
It looks like Bender died 12 hours ago, but he just said woo.
They're trying, like, the search party looking for Link is just standing over the hole going, wee woo, wee woo.
Ladle.
So,
Maniacs in the
Ice, tell
shrine.
me about the new kicks you just picked up for Link.
We picked up those are the Air Force Ones.
Nice.
They come with flotation devices to walk over water. And that's about it.
Hang
So
on,
the
we're about to
Jesus
die again.
suit
Hang on, we're about to
shoes.
die. Yeah. They were Jordans, but back in the day, but they're too expensive now.
Yeah, they couldn't afford the Jordan name, so they just went to the Air Force Ones instead. Okay, so I have to be a little worried about my experience here since I kind of had a little oopsie in Palace 3, because I still need to take Life 4 here, and that's going to cost me 400 experience. But
That's
we
a lot
get
of
cool block
experience.
breaking.
Am I the only person who made a point of breaking every single block in these rooms before they moved on?
Oh, probably not.
And does that say something about me?
It says you like to
No.
break blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
how do
also
you feel about Tetris?
Have you considered have you considered playing Pyramid?
Oh, no! We're already playing Zelda 2. We don't need to summon Eon even harder.
Shut up, Eon.
Somewhere, Eon just like ears perked up, and they just heard wonderful things. Zelda 2 and Pyramid?
We have to get that key because all keys.
Uh-oh. It's angry.
All right.
Stay away.
Now we need to get 645 more experience before the end of the palace.
Big
That
Hunger
bubble.
will help.
That bubble was very, very upset.
That bubble wanted you dead.
That was clean.
All right, so here I'm gonna do this for my OCD folks. We're gonna straighten out that staircase.
You know, fair.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Should I go back and unfix it? Like unstraighten it?
Happy Pride, everybody. Happy.
Leggy, how long were you holding that one?
Oh, that was completely off the cuff. I was not ready for that joke, and I just went for it.
I need you to fall because I need to reset the screen or this. I need a jar here because I'm down a 1-up. Sir.
Sir?
This is a Wendy's.
Come on, chat. Let's manifest it. Jar, jar, jar,
Jar,
jar,
jar, jar, jar, jar, jar.
jar.
It's an Knuckle, let's go!
It's Jari.
No!
I told them to name me Jerry, but they messed up the birth certificate.
Okay.
right.
This could be a concern.
Are things about to get sketchy?
Yes, very.
Oh no.
I need to have 5 squares of magic
To cast
before
Reflect.
before the boss room.
Well,
And
I'm sure it'll be fine.
yeah, maybe. Because if I have to take a death, that's gonna put me on my very last life.
I remember what my dad would always tell me when I was in a situation like this. Turn it off and come to the dinner table.
And my response would have been no. Okay, one of y'all has my drop coming up, right? Bailed.
Arr!
Bailed out.
Finally, not getting a pee bag pays off.
It wasn't even close. All right, so now that I have some time to just kind of sit here and crouch in this corner, how are y'all doing today?
I'm doing great. This has been a blast so far. I can't believe that you wanted us to do commentary for you for this extremely serious game that you need extremely serious commentary for.
Totally.
Cool. That was sure gameplay.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Hold on. This
We gotta go.
run is just roller coaster of emotions. I need 39 experience.
We need to go kill something.
There's a couple of blue Stalfos over here that are probably gonna end me instead of me ending them.
I believe in you. Kill them. Kill them with your sword.
Yeah, but it's Link's one weakness, jumping.
Got him. All right.
Also,
Nailed it.
I'd also like to point out this. How is this still standing? Anyway,
Minecraft logic.
Like, I don't know, buddy.
all right. Well, now that our roller coaster of emotions is over with, we can finally end this very, very deep shade of purple palace with the yellow drapes.
I mean, look. Some people just don't have taste. It's fine. I mean, purple and gold is a thing, I guess, but like, it's not for me.
Purple and gold just gives me flashbacks of, where I live.
Yeah, fair.
I used to live in LA, I understand.
Yeah.
Like
Notably-
New Orleans, as much as like I like this place, I actually don't. And Mardi Gras just no. All right, so with those Air Force Ones with the flotation devices on them, we're able to walk on water, and we go straight to Palace 5, which is a much, much nicer shade of green.
It's a little mossy for this palace that's on an island.
That is a nice
Yeah.
screen.
All right, so coming up here, I do have a small little like focus moment just because I want to see if I can actually land this trick. This trick coming up is called Eco Key, and normally you have to use the fairy spell here. But we're going to try and time this. I was way early. Okay. So there's like a visual cue for it to where like you do 2 stabs or 2 crouching stabs there, and then you have to kind of like arch the jump and take a damage boost off the bubble there, and it damage boosts you up top there, which removes the ability, the need for you to cast fairy to get up there, exit the screen, and come back so you can grab the key. So it saves about 13 seconds for taking that, and it saves you a bunch of magic as well, because we're gonna need magic in just a second. So I'm gonna have to kill both of these iron knuckles here. And then we have to also kill a Mago coming up in this next room, a Mango, which are these like orange like wizard flamethrower things.
Orange Wizard Flamethrower is my new Tumblr URL.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd ship it, clip it, send it.
I never said it was a good URL.
Alright, so this is the worst room in the game. Tetris loves to, be a jerk. That went actually a lot better than I expected. Normally that room is like, you can just go heck yourself.
that room will kill you. Like, you make a mistake and you get caught in the falling block puzzle and you die.
Look, the room was just generous because we were talking about Pyramid earlier.
Yeah, that's true. You talk about Pyramid, and generally gravity drop puzzle games are going to be fine. I mean, chat, what is your favorite gravity drop puzzle game, and why is it Puyo Puyo?
Alright, so we don't have too much of like a tight experience route anymore. This palace has a lot of experience, especially with the, orange wizards throwing a fireball at you. Each one of those give you 200 experience, and there's like, I think you run across 12 of them. So if you're absolutely like thirsty for experience, you can just take those out. I had to plug in the Game Genie real quick so I could walk through that wall. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's actually just an invisible wall.
In the Zelda tradition.
Mm-hmm.
I played Second Quest.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, fair. That's probably the correct reaction to Zelda 1 Second Quest.
I mean, that's just my reaction to just Zelda 1.
Look,
That's also
you're
fair.
allowed your opinion. You're allowed to be wrong.
Zelda
What
1
do you
is
mean?
Zelda 1 is simultaneously a great game and a terrible game.
When you speed run it to the point where you were pushing like a 28 in the any percent no up A category,
There, I take it all back.
yeah, that game stinks.
That game's terrible. No one should play it.
It was a grueling like 5-year grind to get a 2857 in that game. And yeah, I don't ever want to go back to it.
Legit understandable.
Yeah, have a nice day.
Sometimes those Stalfos like to jump and Link just somehow clips into them. Shoutouts to never touching that ledge.
Nice.
Alright, see you later, buddy.
You gave him the old frame perfect stab directly in the chest.
The old stab skull. Classic.
The old razzled stabzel.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I'll allow it, but only this once.
Thank you. It is Pride Month after all.
True.
Oh, I'm getting some very, very awkward.
It's gonna become a running like pressure point. It's Pride Month. You gotta.
I look. There's tons of going gags with like if like a run like dies to something silly out of your control and you're just like, really, game during Pride Month?
During Pride Month. Hey, each of the shrines are going through the color of the rainbow. Give it some time.
So the boss of this palace is notoriously one of the hardest bosses in like the Zelda franchise.
Mhm.
So, Guma is, well, Guma, and Guma does Guma things like, you know, hit you for 3/4 of your health.
Hashtag just Gooma things.
Just Guma things.
Yeah. Yeah, don't mess up. Just don't get
Yeah,
hit.
just-
How hard
just-
could that be?
Just don't get hit. Easy.
Just don't get hit. It's free if you don't get hit.
Simply press the correct buttons at the correct time. It's fine.
All right, this is very important here. I'm gonna wait. All right, perfect.
Nice.
Your run's invalidated if you don't break the blocks to the beat of the temple.
Oh, you're someone after my own heart. I appreciate you so much for that.
Look, I'm the person that will sit there and fire the Mega Buster and Mega Man to the beat of the
Thank
level.
you. We're friends now. It's okay.
No, that's just practice.
It's cool. Is this like people who menu to the beat of the combat themes in the Final Fantasy games?
I do that too.
Mhm.
All right, this is Guma.
Go ahead.
He's a
Guma
pain.
is just Guma.
And notably, the top of his head, not a hitbox.
Yeah, you did it though.
You got there.
Trained professional,
We
do
did
not try this at home. Or do, it's a fun game. Actually, do try this at home.
And you'll notice that I'm changing like my spells on like whenever I toss the gem into the palace. While the little like the jingle is playing, it doesn't matter like if you pause the game there to like change spells, you won't lose time. Rather than if you do it like any other time, you do lose time.
You're gonna need to get that hard container. Also, Iceblue did note that there is a potential hard lock if you transition screens at the same time that a box is opening on the screen, which is to state when you level up and a box opens to let you level up. The game just locks out. It doesn't know what to do and it just crashes.
Yeah.
Take attack 9.
No.
No, we're gonna get some life and some magic. Chat is here for attack 9. I don't think we're here for attack 9.
Can I drop an incentive like right here, right now, and it be opened up for like the next 10 minutes?
What incentive would
Oh,
that
no.
be?
There's another point where I could take attack 9.
Okay.
I'd be
Ooh.
willing to take attack 9 after Palace 6 for some donations, chat.
What do you want to set it at?
I don't know. What do y'all think is a fair amount?
Well, I mean, we could try and contribute. So right now, we've got the incentive open for repo for Last Loser Standing, and that's at $27.77 out of $3.50. Do we want to say that if we can meet that incentive before that point, you'll take attack 9?
That's a lot. That's a lot.
You know what?
Feel it would very, very much make the Great Palace a lot more challenging. What if we say double that incentive? Double
know
it
what?
and hand it off to the next one.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
They got to make it by Palace 6, right?
End of Palace
Or-
6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where we're
And
going.
if we can meet that incentive by the end of Palace 6, we'll do it. As staff, I'm invoking my authority as a staff member of this marathon.
Okay, so if we can meet that repo incentive by the end of Palace 6, they will do attack 9. Is that how I understand it?
Yes.
All right. Chat, you know what to do. We're at 27 and change out of 350. How many folks we got watching the stream right now? Let me take a look here. We got 160 of you. If we donated, I think like $2 each, that would literally be enough.
Good old Lizalfos wall.
We call those the Wilson fences.
Yeah.
If you've ever watched Home Improvement.
Yeah, but you use fairy here because it's just faster. You don't have to deal with anything on the ground.
And get out of my swamp.
Swamps are awful in Zelda 2. They have your move speed, like just guaranteeing that you get into garbage slow encounters if you don't know how to manipulate them.
Ow. That Tektite just hit me in the ankles.
It shot you. I love that. I love that pogo jump up and over. It just jump all the way up to the top of that.
It's so clean.
Oh, I didn't go over how I just looked at my time and my goodness, I'm gonna be like maybe a minute overestimated. Jeez. Anyway, I didn't go over like how this game actually does cheat. I completely didn't go over that. So this game actually does cheat, by the way. The game is actually designed to read your inputs on the D-pad. So like if you've ever tried to jump over an enemy and you've noticed how it backs up when you're trying to jump over it, that's the game reading your D-pad inputs. So the way to like circumvent that, if you jump over an enemy with full momentum and you just let go of the D-pad and just let, Link take the wheel, the enemy will just stand in place and not move.
Huh.
Also, shoutouts to the greatest spell of all time, the spell.
How
the
do you spell
of
that?
Spells.
How do you spell that?
Badly.
Okay, thank you.
The lore.
All right, so we just picked up the any key. Yes, it's the any key, the master key, whatever you would like to call it. We still have to pick up keys, though.
Hang on. Yeah, wait a second, Ice. You didn't have like 9 keys in your inventory when you picked that up. What's up with that?
Next question.
Why is a raven like a writing desk?
Oh no, why?
I know. I was hoping you knew the answer to that one.
Hey, we don't have the puzzle spell yet. We can't solve it. Wait until later.
The puzzle spell? Wait, wouldn't that be like a Professor Layton thing, though?
I'm
Alright.
out of joke. I ran out of jokes. I'm sorry. I'm not entertaining anymore.
The game's still got jokes, though. Don't you worry, chat.
I'm lost. I
Saturday
don't know what to do.
afternoon.
I'm not
And the
funny
couch-
anymore. I'm
The couch
sorry.
is like, don't make us think, please.
Think. I haven't thought in like years.
I haven't thunk.
Head empty. Full
Think,
SPHD.
that's just Link with extra letters.
We're gonna kind of wait here just for a second, and that's gonna hopefully set up the encounter.
Nice.
Gotta get this last heart container.
Cause you gotta have heart.
Oh, are we gonna make it
Yeah.
into the palace with it? Yeah, there we go.
Let's go!
It can't believe the encounter just decided to heck off on that frame. Alright, here we are. Palace 6.
This is like a magenta palace.
Yeah, it's a good look actually. I'm into the conundrum look here.
Get those donations in. We're almost out of time.
Yeah, if you want me to take attack 9.
Yeah, you better get to it. Palace 9's Palace 6 is a little long, but it's not that long.
Nope,
We
that
got
was
a
intentional.
Damage
We have a
damage
couple
boosting the
donations
gap.
coming in when we. Oh my gosh, we've got a couple coming in when we have a minute or two.
Oh, go for it.
We got a $10 donation from Starwind X9. That was earlier about their being defeated, where they said, I played too much Shadowverse, so if I was defeated, I wouldn't drop anything, but I would excitedly exchange my deck code with you. Starwind, I voice and also have played Shadowverse, the video games. So in chat, tell me what your favorite deck type is. I'm gonna have like a mini convo with you. We also had a $10 donation from Poke Kitsune that just the comment says Repo cube. We also have a $10 donation from Renamed James. Sorry, that says dual incentive. I'll bite. Thank you very much, all of you, for those donations. One last one. We have $9.99 from Shala Kitty that says, I just hear things about number 9. Number 9? Number 9? Most of those donations went towards the repo Last Loser Standing. We had a couple contributions towards the bid wars that are open, and I will update those relatively soon.
Yeah.
So just like the Legend of Zelda fashion, they reused the boss here. And you're gonna see me using jump over that one specific little section. There's actually a 4-tile gap that you could fall into, which the community has, amazingly called the Canada hole.
Is it because you end up in Canada?
No. So during the very first 100% all keys tournament, like the actual, very first tournament, every single Canadian runner, and I mean every single Canadian runner, fell into that hole. And thus, it was swiftly named the Canada hole.
Yeah, fair.
I bunked. There's a ceiling walk you could do right there, but it's kind of
Itchy?
it's
Hard?
it's a pixel perfect fall.
Mhm.
Ah.
All right, we're gonna use some cool fire strats here.
When all else fails.
Use fire.
I'm actually gonna come back and grab that. Yeah, I adapted the fire strat. Normally, I would take out the raw heads, but I adapted the fire strats there when I saw who was it that was doing that strat? It was Lord of Ultima. Lordo was doing that strat, and I was like, kind of want to learn that. That was actually that was impressive to watch.
If you keep your attack low enough, is it possible to down stab across that entire room using those enemies?
No.
No.
No?
They stand still when you stab them, so you cannot pogo across the entire room with them. It died so fast the health bar didn't actually go to 0.
All right, and then coming up here, we have my favorite boss fight in the game. This boss fight is about 2 seconds long, and this is Barba, and we love Barba. Barba live in the lava.
Barba cool. We love Barba. Good luck, Jackhammer. Good luck, Jack.
I preferred Oppenheimer.
So
yeah.
we're gonna be using the jackhammer here
There you go.
to just kind of
That's it.
delete that boss.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, if you Ice stands on the right pixel there to make sure Barba spawns directly in front of them and then goes up and shows Barba the sword 8 times and Barba drops dead.
All right. What's the did we reach the repo
We
incentive?
unfortunately did not, but we did make progress, and I appreciate everyone who contributed towards the effort.
Chat, y'all don't want to attack 9? Oh, that's unfortunate. Well,
Oh.
yeah, you
Hey,
had
we're-
your chance.
At least we got to enjoy a nice barbecue together.
True. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, we need Magic 8. Or at least, we don't need Magic 8, but it's, super useful.
It's convenient because it drops the Thunder Spell from 100 magic to 64. So instead of it using like 6.5 blocks at the top, it uses 4.
4.
Each one of those blocks up there in my life and my magic, those are 16 each.
Interestingly enough, in Zelda 1, each heart container is also in 16 parts, but they don't tell you that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So are most final seasons of anime at this point.
Same with every character that you like in an anime. They're usually in 16 parts by the end of it.
Boo!
No, let him cook.
Who, me or the anime character?
A little of both. Let's go.
No.
All right, it's time for the last walk.
Oh.
Oh, that one turned to the side where it's the last second.
Boo!
Can't believe you got like last frame random walk there.
I know. So I have to take this as my backup.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is Valley of Death. That is a lot of enemies behind me. In 16 parts, did Sephiroth do this? I love and adore all the different pictures of like, did Sephiroth do this?
Sure it did.
Scala Kitty says yes, and then I bought the figure. One more.
Yeah,
for
that
the
sounds accurate.
collection.
Is there a figure of Sephiroth impaling the Midgar Zolom? Maybe. Would Scala know about it? Absolutely.
They need to sell, like, you know how you can buy like character backpacks? They need to sell a Sephiroth backpack that comes with like a shoulder harness, and when you wear it, it looks like Sephiroth is stabbing through your back out through your chest, because it's like imagine like a headband that you wear over your shoulder.
That scene still hits, by the way. That scene's...
You should also, if you're gonna wear that backpack, you should also wear a name tag that says, "Hi, my name is Aerith Gainsborough."
This is the worst cosplay ever. Sorry, go ahead, love.
I still think that my favorite thing I did when I was playing through FF7 with folks was I renamed like Aerith, Eris, there's a lot of debate. So I decided to split the difference and just call her Erish.
Erish?
Yeah.
All
didn't have to
right.
turn- You didn't have to turn the disc over. What the heck? Why no disc? Why no disc turnover?
I mean, I can flip my cartridge over. I don't know if my console would like that. I might break a couple of things.
That's how you access the Canada Shrine.
Well, are you
Canada.
a top loader or a front loader?
I am a top loader.
Yeah, that might be a little difficult then.
I might snap the cartridge. Please don't do
fair.
that. All right, so Grand Palace, Great Palace, GP. It has a lot of names. As long as it's not a jerk, which there
It's
are a
Great
lot
Palace.
of jerk birds in here, and we all know that birds are jerks.
Home of the
RPG
jerk.
confirmed.
But
I
it's
got
not a JRPG. We did no fishing in this run.
I mean, I kind of did. Like, I went fishing with Link's entire body.
You definitely went fishing for a red jar at one point too.
That doesn't. Lava fishing doesn't count.
I don't know. That is, if FF14 taught me anything, lava fishing is real.
FF14 is wrong and bad. Not really. There's a bird.
He is a jerk. We actually named one specific, and all right. Am I allowed to say the name on air here? Like, is that...
You wouldn't know without you saying it. Is one of you able to type it to me and I can check it for you?
All right, I'm staff. You can go for it.
Okay, well, sorry. So the ones that are throwing the fireballs are named Fakaroos.
Oh no.
And the ones with the jeez, I can't even pick the right spell. With that just jump and shoot beam swords at you. Those are called Fakas.
Okay.
I see.
I
And
see.
this
I see.
particular Faka is named Scott Beekula.
Oh, that is not where I thought this was going.
That was your one. That was your
Holding
one.
breath.
But yes.
Yeah, so
Can't
that one
believe
is
you-
actually
yep.
that one is actually named Scott Bicula, and the jumps that we do in there that are kind of like where we like stab the blocks and we're still standing on the the same like area where the blocks were. We call those the quantum leaps.
Quantum leaps. Yep.
I love speedrunner names for things.
I can't believe we let you say Scott Bicula on stream.
That is
Right?
such a better resolution than I thought it was going to be.
No, I knew it, and that's why. Yes, yeah. The first bit of it is a little, on the border, but yeah, the actual story is very funny.
Well, I have to assume Scott Bicula.
Ban the runner. Natara, you already banned me from RPG Limit Break.
Wait, are we double broken up now? Hang on, I just saw Guitar. No, wait,
Hey, well, we're fine. It's Wells who's coming for us.
wait. Is Wells trying to ban us? I mean, I respect it.
I'm with the organ mic. Run the banner.
I accidentally, and I'm normally like very like professional about cursing like on like restreams, and during my SMRPG run for RPG Limit Break in 2024, I mistakenly called firebombs the actual F-bombs.
Oh no.
No.
Did you get a gentle talking to from staff afterwards?
It was Natara was like, Ice, I can't believe you.
So yeah, we're at the end, by the way. The 2 bosses left. Here's Thunderbird. We cast Reflect to block fireballs, Jump and Shield, and Thunder to make the boss vulnerable. And then you stab it in the crown a bunch of times, and you hope that it comes down enough times to get the quick kill.
Yeah. It's got a bit of like a pendulum motion to it that you can really work well with, but it can also just be a jerk.
There's the last
It's a
key.
bird. It's a bird.
If you don't get
The
that key, the
Thunderbird.
run isn't. If you don't grab that key, the run isn't valid.
Time is coming up when we take out Dark Link here. And Link moves to the center of the screen. But
Okay.
we're also gonna kind of camp the left side of the screen here.
We're gonna do the safe strats. Best strats. Yeah, Dark Link also reads your inputs, by the way. It's really bad.
And time.
You were 2 minutes over.
Oh
Apologize.
my goodness. I'm never being invited back here again.
Disgrace. GG Ice, well done. What a good
Thank
one.
you. Especially like with the hilarity that happened throughout this entire run. I think a 122 is a respectable time.
Well says that's worse than cursing at RPG Limit Break, by the
Oh,
way. So
Zelda is still sleeping. Ugh. Missed the whole adventure.
You saved Hyrule, and you are a real hero. We weren't a hero before.
Be patient. She just woke up. I can't talk that fast after a nap either.
it's time for censorship.
Oh my goodness.
Hand holding.
Hand holding.
Oh no, we can't have hand holding. It is pride, but that might be a little too.
He just evaporated. Staff.
But
Executive.
thank
That was
y'all-
that's the guy's name. Go ahead.
thank y'all for letting me run this amazing game. This is one of my favorite speedruns I've ever learned in the almost 9 years that I've been speedrunning. This is by far my favorite run. And then big shout outs to the community for all the route notes, the help that they've done over the years. People sitting in my chat and telling me how to handle certain situations in this run and getting me to my 115 that I have in this game. And then also big shout outs to Demarine and Leggy for hanging out with me, and also for the host. Your name in Discord is completely different from your other name, so I'm sorry. You know what? I'm just gonna call you Kuwabara. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's totally fine.
But big shout outs to
To that
all
guy.
the people who donated, the tech, the staff, everybody, and then thank y'all for reaching the incentive. Thanks a million, y'all, for letting us talk to Error, for naming the file name trans rights, because trans rights are indeed human rights. And yeah, thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for bringing your energy.
Always, always, always. But any shout outs from Demarine, Leggy? Either one of y'all have shout outs?
Thanks for having us as always. It's always
Of course.
a ton of fun.
Always.
Shoutouts to the wonderful viewers at home, but especially to Tara.
If before you go, if someone decided they wanted to start speedrunning this game, what is the one piece of advice that you would give them? Just the most important.
Most important piece of advice, if you do get into learning this game, and yes, the category is 100% all keys 1cc, so 1 credit clear, meaning no game overs. Don't reset. Don't reset, don't reset, don't reset. Even if you game over, continue into the end of the game. Because the late game is the hardest part of this run. So just more practice is always better. And like my first like 50 runs of this game, I game over in VOD, Valley of Death. I've game overed in Grand Palace. And you just as long as you just keep pressing on, you'll start to get that, that feel of where you're taking the most damage and figuring out like how you can fix that. And also there's a practice hack that you can actually utilize that will allow you to kind of like warp to different places and like practice those sections.
That's incredible advice. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, chat. One last round of applause as we move forward. Thank you again to Iceblue, to Leggy Starscream, to Demarine. I hope I said those correctly for that amazing run of Zelda II: Adventure of Link. A game that is near and dear to my heart. I enjoyed playing it. I feel like I finally completed it through them, even though I wasn't able to finish it myself. But we've got some more Legend of Zelda goodness coming up. It's not very long until we start Skyward Sword. Let's take a quick 30, 60-second bio break. Grab yourself some water. Use the restroom if you have to. Pet your dog or your cat. They've been very patient, and they deserve it. Or whatever your pet of choice happens to be species-wise. I'll be back in just a moment. We'll catch y'all up on some donations, incentives, bid wars, and other blurbs, and then we'll get right on rolling. See you in a sec. All right, chat. Let's do.
Excellent. Fantastic, y'all.
Forgot I had.
Forgot I were touch purple.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead.
Welcome back, chat. Sorry about that. I started to hydrate and then I inhaled my water so forcefully that I hacked up a lung and had to mute myself. But we're here, we're okay, and you are tuning in live to Power Up with Pride 2025 on Twitch, supporting, I believe that is True Colors United. Yes, supporting True Colors United. Just a very quick blurb. Over a decade ago, our eyes were open to the fact that up to 40% of the 4.2 million youth experiencing homelessness identify as LGBTQ+. So, in 2008, Cyndi Lauper, Lisa Barberis, Johnny Podell, Gregory Lewis founded True Colors United and went on a different kind of tour as musicians, visiting homeless shelters, community centers, and other service providers to learn all that they could and that we can about the issue. And True Colors United implements innovative solutions to youth homelessness that focus on the unique experiences of LGBTQ+ young people. And that is the charity that you are supporting during this marathon through your donations, through raising awareness, and we are happy to have all of you here. My name is Sonic Mega. I will be your host for this next run, which is The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, run by 64-bit Link. It's going to be an awesome time. I love the colors and the aesthetic of this game. I love the music of this game. I hope y'all will share your passion and enthusiasm as well. A reminder that when you donate, you can apply it towards both a bid war and an incentive. Before we get started, I just want to remind everyone, we do have a bid war about to close for the file name for The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. We are like a minute away from that closing. So if you are not content with Groose being the file name, now, right now, is the time to get that donation in. Uwu is at 9132. We still can have a come from behind victory. We also have a bid war open for Uncanny Cat Golf to select how uncanny is our caddy. The way that works is you can vote for canny or uncanny. Those are the two different types of cats that the runner can flip between, but it also will affect the quality of the game. If uncanny happens to be in the lead when it ends, they will be selecting the unregistered Hypercam 2 quality of graphics for the game, which sounds incredibly interesting to me. And then in addition to that, we do still have that incentive open for Repo Last Loser Standing, currently at about $57.76 out of $350. That is going to be open for a little bit longer tonight. We're only about 2 runs away from that, so please don't dilly-dally. Please consider donating, and you'll be helping a great cause at the same